This little airplane has just dropped us off on this planet, which is not ours. Here we're like astronauts. We're at a location we can't reveal to preserve the integrity of its inhabitants, the Thoes. But now that the third millennium is beginning, we're going to tell you in every detail the life of the Thoes, a world we mustn't lose. In this inhabited jungle, the human voice is an ancestral melody, an open secret in a silent and forbidden territory. The people on this side of the Amazon are the authentic call of the wild. The cell phone fever hasn't reached here yet, but their need for communication is as important as ours, and with their calls they speak at a distance from the very belly of the jungle. It's 8 a.m., and one must go out to find food, as in any other part of the world. The heads of these families do so in groups, working together and mutually helping each other in order to turn the impossible into something possible. Hunting monkeys, the other inhabitants of the upper reaches. The macaque that they are searching for are dwarfs that are invisible to our urban eyes, eyes incapable of looking beyond our belly buttons. But for them, aside from being visible, they constitute the hunter's basic diet. 15 people are participating today in this coral chase. Everyone has their place and duty, and it will be this way until death claims them. Because of its taste, the spider monkey, the largest primate of the Amazon ecosystem, is the animal that is most appreciated in this village. But today, many other different species cross their paths. The prego macaque and the guariba are also delicious. The Soe call the latter the kiki, and they won't let it get away if they can help it. They're very active prey, and in order to catch them, it's important to immobilize them. That's precisely what they do with their streams of arrows, and also why they strike on the trees, making noise and confusing them, cutting off any possible escape. It's almost impossible to drive an arrow through one of these agile animals, but nonetheless they try it over and over again. They don't give up. After 2 hours, the macaque are tired and frightened, but convinced that the 50 meters that separate them from the ground will dissuade the hunters. But these poor monkeys are not familiar with the pride and the stubbornness of a young Amazon Indian boy. Various young men turn into ape men and elegantly, effortlessly, climb up the tree trunk all the way to the top in search of the animals. The village people admire them, and between all of them, it's as if they were telepathically pushing them on. After all, the feast depends on their success. They're armed and climb with the help of ropes tied to their feet. Whether from the tops of the trees or from the ground, the Thoe's marksmanship is an invincible adversary for the monkeys. Today, they would have preferred to defy the jaguar instead of the almighty Homo sapiens. Sooner or later, the large naked primate is always victorious. The hunter's sharp arrowheads have torn into the reddish bodies of these guaribas. In order to return home without foul odors, and also to keep the game from spoiling due to the midday heat, it's wise to remove its entrails and prepare it for the journey. We forget that our freezers are also full of corpses. Others do the slaughtering for us, and these are images that shouldn't trouble us. Everyone learns and everyone teaches here in this open-air school, where hunting skills combine with a fine ear for cuisine. This group of people has earned today's meal, and now is the time to enjoy it. The Thoe are the rulers of this corner of the earth. The beaten path is the hallway of their homes, and the trees, the pillars of their culture. Everything is at their disposal, and they, far from ignoring it, are one with the landscape. They too are the landscape. That's obvious to the observer. Without fire, there is no humanity. And today's monkeys are placed over it so that they cease to be just dead animals and become a refined meal through the precious art of cooking. Everything here is cooked. Water and fire in clay pots await the palate and the soul of the whole group. The Thoe love family meals and the after-dinner relaxation. This is not going to be a conventional film, an anthropological study in which gestures and actions are imitated. No, it's merely the results of 2 months of living together among human beings who know nothing of our world, of the other side of the shore, with no intentions of translating anything, but just enjoying their presence and sharing our passion for life, the same passion that they have felt for thousands of years in this unknown and hidden Amazon. We are talking about a community of barely 200 people according to our data, but a community capable of existing without harming nature, something that our society has forgotten. That fascinates us and makes them enviable. The Thoe have no need for us. They're happy, unhappy, depending on the day and the trials of each individual. They're humanly contradictory, and like other villages of the Amazon, have had to deal with accusations such as cannibalism, stemming from images like this one, in which an explorer or a missionary naively chose to see human flesh instead of monkey meat. Their everyday problems, like our own, have much to do with the kind of life they lead. Boy is hurt and angry today. Hunting is not an easy task. The jungle always takes its toll. He's returned to his home full of ticks, and his family hurries to attend him. A few of his children, and Toton and Yirosi, his wives, attack the 4 cardinal points of his well-formed anatomy. They love him, and they don't want him to suffer. Ouch, that hurts. These mites don't respect anything.